on the ripple effects from this real estate commission settlement and bring in ResiClub co-founder and CEO Lance Lambert. Lance, I think we're all trying to wrap our heads around what this is going to mean here. Can you sort of lay out here, in your view, what big changes this settlement is going to make to the home buying process?
Yeah, so this is a bit of an earthquake for the industry. Historically speaking, how it's worked in the US for a long time is that the total commission has been around 6% in a lot of markets, where 3% goes to the buyer's agent, 3% maybe the sellers, and it varies by market. But usually the seller was paying that. And it was taken as kind of granted that that's just how the process worked. Now, heading forward with it no longer being in the MLS and it's going to be negotiated more, I think there's a potential here that, the total commission pie could be decreased. And I think the winner might be sellers who might get out of paying for the buyer's agent and picking up that piece of it.
Lance, so can I ask you a quick follow on this? Yeah. Why was it ever structured that the sellers paid the whole fee?
Well, the thinking being that anyone who's selling has also been on the other side of it, buying, right? And so if you're on the selling side of it and you pay both, yeah, maybe that sucks. But when you got into the market, you didn't pay for it, right? So that was kind of how the process worked. And it's one of those things where once it became part of the system, it just kind of stuck. And now we're going to see, how sticky it really is. And we'll probably see the total pie for commissions go down. That's why I think a lot of these stocks like Zillow is down, Compass is down today, the market kind of pricing that in. But it's going to take a while to play out, and there's probably going to be more lawsuits. But the big backdrop here is that housing affordability has deteriorated to levels not seen in about 4 decades. This is the worst housing affordability since the early 80s when mortgage rates were 18%. And yeah, 7% mortgage rates might not sound that bad, but when you take into account how much prices have risen and that incomes haven't kept pace, this mortgage rate shock going from 3 to 7 has really strained it. And so the impact of that with affordability being so strained is that people are stressed. And that stress on affordability is creating things like this, where there's more pressure on to get commissions down. There's more local push against Airbnbs. There's more, it's going to trickle into the political system as well. And you're already seeing a lot of talk against like institutional home buyers and different parts of housing just because affordability has become so strained that it's natural that there's going to be a public pushback. And, I think some of the industry is just kind of going to get pinched by that.
And when you, Lance, when you say, we talk about commissions dropping here, are you able to kind of quantify that in any way? I mean, I've already seen estimates out there, Lance, maybe 25, 30% I've seen.
Yeah, it's going to take time to kind of figure that out. There are lots of guesses. Maybe it's 20%, maybe it's 30%. In some places, it might not be much at all. There's a lot of speculation there, and that's what it is. It's speculation. So we'll kind of have to see how the cookie kind of crumbles here.
Well, Lance, I think we're also trying to figure out not just how it's going to affect people who are trying to buy and sell homes, not just how it's going to affect sort of realtors as an industry, but of course we here like to watch public companies. So we're trying to figure out, what is it going to mean for Compass? What is it going to mean for Redfin? What is it going to mean for Zillow? Is there anything that we can say now, or what questions should we be asking as it pertains to those specifically?
Yeah, there has been some bearish sentiment that's come out against Zillow. Spruce, they just recently put them in the short category. They're a short selling firm. And their argument against Zillow is, one, what's happening to the commission side. And remember that Zillow is a lead generation company. They create leads for real estate agents. So if the total pie of realtors and real estate agents in the country shrinks, that negatively impacts Zillow. But there's another thing that's happening to Zillow, and that's this company, which is very savvy, CoStar, has come into the space. They have apartments.com, and now they have homes.com that's a direct competitor to Zillow. And by the way, they're not going to, just kind of limp in. They're taking a big swing. They're actually doing the largest ever real estate marketing campaign. They have like 3 Super Bowl ads. They're everywhere right now. So homes.com, from one side of the competition, and then the other side of the macro, that's definitely having an impact on Zillow. And look, today, Zillow stock is down 14% in one day.
Yeah.
Lance, thank you so much as always for joining the show and helping us kind of walk through a complicated topic here, Lance. Have a great weekend.